Swift.
Hello and welcome to Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricinfo Match Day. I'm joined today by McClenaghan and we're going to be talking about New Zealand's clash against Afghanistan. So New Zealand have got off to an incredible start. They've won their first 3 matches. They welcomed back their injured captain Kane Williamson, who recovered from an ACL injury in time to play in this World Cup. And then he broke his thumb. Mitch, what's going on?
Yeah, look, hopefully he's made a mistake or something's happened to him before this, because I know bad luck comes in threes, and hopefully that's the end of it for Kane Williamson. It sounds like if there's a chance of him coming back for the back end of the tournament, the fracture can't be too bad. But the power in terms of that being the top hand, is very top hand dominant. Will that affect him in the latter stages of the tournament if he does come back as well, which is a question that we still need answered.
And then for this game, in the immediate term, we saw when Kane Williamson missed the first match, Will Young played in that. Would you say just a straight replacement again?
Yeah, really interesting question that. Will Young got dropped for Rachin Ravindra to open, and if they're planning for Kane Williamson to come back at the end of the tournament, it would make sense for Devon Conway to open with Rachin Ravindra now and Will Young to drop down to 3, and which is tough, right? It's I think Will Young opening the innings was doing a really good job. He got their first ball to Sam Curran down the leg side, but bounced back nicely with 71 opening innings with Devon Conway. And if I'm going to be completely honest, I would prefer to see Will Young open the innings with Devon Conway. I like that right-hand, left-hand combination. I just think it unsettles the bowlers. They have to change their line and their lengths, particularly if they're rotating the strike nicely, and Rachin can drop down to 3.
Yeah, so New Zealand, a few issues there to think about in the batting, as you've outlined, Mitch. And then maybe also a couple of issues in the bowling department. We know that Tim Southee is available for selection. Would you pick him against Afghanistan to give him a run?
Look, I tell you what, it could have been on the cards going into this game, probably until Afghanistan beat England. And I think you've got to respect what they did against England in conditions that were favourable for the ball turning. And Chennai is going to be that kind of ground. We don't know what we're going to get. The first game India played Australia, the ball turned square, significant purchase for the spinners. But then the next game New Zealand played in Chennai, the ball hardly turned off the straight, and it was good for seamers, a little bit of pace and extra bounce and carries. So I think you've got to respect Afghanistan. I think you've got to play your best side. Lockie Ferguson has just come back into some form, taking 3 wickets in the last game, and his extra pace and bounce against Afghanistan, who are used to playing on flatter wickets, could be the difference. So he's the guy I think Tim Southee would come in for if he was going to play, and I don't think you can leave Lockie Ferguson out.
And let's talk a little bit about Afghanistan. It's amazing how the perception from one game can just change completely, and now we're talking about them as a side that could provide a potential banana peel. New Zealand, I don't think, are a team that gets tripped up too many times, but do you think Afghanistan might think, oh, hang on, we've got a chance?
Yeah, I think particularly when they're playing Gurbazbal at the top of the order, I think they've got a very good chance. They've got a side who seem fearless. I think Jonathan Trott's done a really good job, and it seems to be reading between the lines that it's anyone can be beaten on the day, and we're here at the big dance, and why not us? Why can't we beat the best teams in the world? And they didn't get off to the best start against India. In patches they were good, but what they did against England was nothing short of remarkable, and they're a team that takes a little bit of confidence, whether it's for a 5-over period in the game, and if they get on top, they can really get that snowball effect and roll over top of the sides, and they'll be coming into this game actually thinking that they're probably in better form than New Zealand, even though that may not be the case. They'll be going in and think that they're going to topple over another quality side. I mean, wouldn't it be great for Jonathan Trott and the Afghanistan cricket team to say that they've got over the top of the last World Cup's 2 finalists? I think that'd be a massive achievement.
Yeah, it absolutely would. But a real feature of Afghanistan's win over England was the return to form of their spinners. So we've spoken about we're not sure if we're getting the black soil pitch or the red soil pitch, and I know we've been talking about the colours of the pitch in Chennai quite a lot on our shows. even irrespective of what we get, can we expect the spinners to be the biggest threat against New Zealand's batters?
Yep, I guess it will be. New Zealand historically haven't played spin well. I must say, after watching them in Bangladesh and watching them in these first couple of games in this World Cup, I've been very impressed with the way that New Zealand has played spin. But there's a difference between playing spin against ex-bowlers and then playing spin against Rashid Khan, Mujib, Nabi in the middle phases, particularly in Chennai. If you do get that turning wicket, I think it would be quite difficult. So I think it poses a really good challenge for New Zealand. I think it's a really good opportunity for them to play some quality spin on a wicket that's maybe not favourable for scoring runs. Might set them up really well for later in the tournament when they come up to playing against India or Pakistan, teams that have got some good spinners later in this tournament.
So lots of action to come for New Zealand, some big names that they'll be playing against. And this time it's Afghanistan that they're taking on in Chennai. It's sure to be an exciting game. We already know Afghanistan have toppled one of the teams that tied the 2019 World Cup final, so they'll be looking to do the same with the other. Thanks for joining us here on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricinfo Match Day. We'll bring you the action from New Zealand and Afghanistan as it happens.
Stunning looks, then swift,